Newsflash, 9.7 degrees is really cold outside. I was just in my car and the car thermometer said it was -5. This thermometer is actually in the sun, so I'm guessing it's somewhere between -5 and 9 degrees. The point is, it is freezing outside. I've lived in New England for a whole bunch of years, so I've dealt with winter and I know how to dress and prepare and have my bike and nutrition ready to go out and bask in this weather. Now it takes a little bit of work, but I thought I'd share some of these tips and tricks and hopefully they work for you. Another thing to remember is this is all relative. So if you live in southern Florida and you find 45 degrees to be freezing cold, hopefully these tips and tricks are still relatable to you so that you can go out and enjoy the ride. We're here in New England, we're here in Vermont. We like to get out and go skiing, we like to ride the trainer indoors, but every now and again you still need to get outside and enjoy that weather. That is what this video is all about. Hopefully you pick up something that I've learned in my experience over the years. All right, check it out. Probably the most important aspect of staying warm is the clothes that you're gonna wear. As you probably know, I'm a Velocio athlete. I've been wearing their clothes for a half dozen years. They're a New England design company and they know a thing or two or three or infinity about dressing warm. So let's do the chronologic order in which you are going to get kitted up. Beginning with your base layer. This is just a traditional base layer. This one is long sleeve, so it's super cool to know that your upper humerus is gonna stay warm as well as your shoulders. Put that one on first. Next up, your tights. Now again, depending on where you are, if you're in Florida, you just want traditional long tights because they're convenient. These are thermal tights, so they are flat across the ankle, as opposed to zero tights, which are a little bit warmer. You're gonna have wind stopping throughout the front, including the crotch, and then there's something about that stirrup around the ankle that is super convenient when it is extremely cold. This piece is absolutely magnificent. This is called the Alpha long sleeve. It is very breathable in the back and it is really warm. Pockets in the back as well. So I put this over my tights. Put all your essentials in the back pocket. This is just an amazing piece. I put this thing on when it is 20 degrees and below, so definitely something I'll be wearing today. And this is the Signature Soft Shell by Velocio. It is a soft shell jacket, just as described. Pockets in the back. I really like that it is not a gaudy high vis, but it's not just your traditional black jacket. It is a beautiful color. This is the olive color. It's something that you are able to see when you are out on the road. Okay. Fingers and toes are often the most important thing that are keeping people from staying outside longer or having to come back inside earlier. This is order of operations depending on going from the warmest, or I should say least cold, to most cold. Beginning with mountain bike shoes, I'll wear these. I will put a pair of chemical toe warmers on top of the shoe. Take chemical toe warmers out a short while before you ride. Aerate them. That will help them warm up. And then I will put on Zero booties, again by Velocio. You're gonna wanna order a size up, in my opinion, if you're gonna be putting them over mountain bike shoes. I find I can do this down to 20 degrees, down to 15 degrees. The chemical toe warmer is gonna burn out a little bit quicker when it is that cold, but so long as it is dry and is getting a little bit of air, they will produce heat. Another option is by 45 North. These are the Ragnarok, which is a waterproof shoe. It's nice to have this little neoprene-ish gasket up around the ankle. It keeps the snow out. It's really easy to use BOA dial. I'm a fan of these because you can also put a chemical toe warmer on top of your toes and in the shoe, but I end up suffocating the toe warmer. Those things need to receive oxygen, receive air in order to produce heat. When they're in the shoe and they're deprived of oxygen, they're not really producing any heat. So that is again in the, call it 20-ish degree arena. It's all what's gonna work for you. Then you can go to the absolute big dog. No, these are not snowboard boots, although you could probably snowboard in them. These are 45 North Wolfgar, which is a super sweet name. If you are riding where it is in the teens or below, or down to, I rode this as low as -40 degrees when I did the James Bay descent, this is the shoe for you. Again, size up, because if you're gonna be riding in super cold conditions, you're probably putting on a really, really warm sock. Forgot to mention, wool socks by Velocio, those are your friend. Easy to use, surprisingly adept at pedaling the bike, despite looking like you're pedaling in a cement block. Really comfortable and warm and cozy and toasty. Let's go to our hands. You put on your Velocio Alpha gloves. Obviously a glove is not as warm as a mitten, so the next step up might be something when you get down towards sub-zero temperatures, putting on a ski or snowboard mitten. You can throw a chemical hand warmer in there and keep your hands nice and toasty. What I find is the greatest winter combination is your Velocio glove with bar mitts. This is something that I ride on my road bike, gravel bike. I'll show you the mountain bike option down below. When I say down below, when I go into the basement. And these bad boys are the 45 North Cobra Fist. Obviously that is a robust, the product is called Pogi. I've sealed up some of the gaskets with a little bit of tape. They screw into the bar end. They are something magnificent. This blocks wind and retains heat. This is just a piece of neoprene. Magnificently well. Furthermore, as a result of using this, you can use this glove or lighter. You can use a spring glove. It's easy in and out. People are often worried about getting their hands stuck. I've never had that be an issue. I've never heard anyone have that be an issue. Great combination. Another option is to take your chemical hand warmer and literally chuck it in here, and then it's just producing heat. It's this little furnace of heat on your handlebars. Let's go up top to our head. So let's pretend it's super freezing cold, which is the case today. I'm gonna be wearing a baklava or balaclava or balaclava. One is a headpiece and one is a delicious Greek honey-based, phyllo dough-based dessert. I don't know which one it is. I'm gonna wear something like this. Retains heat up top. You don't get any wind coming across your forehead above your glasses and below your helmet. And you can also cover up your nose. Furthermore, it is breathable through your nose and mouth so that you don't get a ton of condensation on your glasses. Glasses are a must. You know, you can wear, depending on where you are, cycling cap is great. That's going to keep in a heck of a lot of heat. You can always move up to a warmer piece, such as this wool hat or a neck gaiter. You know, have the ability to go on and off, but that breathability is something that is super helpful. Obviously, your helmet. You can wear a mountain bike helmet. You can wear a road helmet and glasses. I prefer a bigger glass. I mean, these are the sunglasses that I wear year round. These are Roka's CP1X. The X stands for a little bit bigger than a standard CP1. CP stands for complete protection, meaning the frame is entirely all the way around. That is our clothing 101. Hydration. You can start with your traditional water bottle. This is good down to about, well, 32 degrees. Stuff's gonna freeze in here and then you're gonna be up a creek and you got a nice slushy. Your next best bet is an insulated traditional bottle. If you put hot water in one of these, you can probably keep it outside of the freezing zone for about an hour, and after that it's going to start freezing over. So what I do when it is super duper cold, use a hydro flask or similar insulated bottle, fill it up with piping hot boiling water, and also put in your nutrition, which is going to be that much more interesting when it's freezing cold, because just drinking hot water is kind of boring. UnTapped Maple-Aid is something that is spectacular with super warm water on really cold days. This is the ginger Maple-Aid. We also have a lemon tea. It's like drinking a piping hot tea on a cold day. Welcome to the kitchen with Chef Ted. This is a very simple recipe. I call it the Mexican hot chocolate. First ingredient, hot water into the thermal bottle. I guess it's 3 ingredients when you include water. Second, ginger Maple-Aid. Maple sugar, ginger, sea salt. Delicious, easy, delicious. And the real trick here is taking your UnTapped salted cocoa, which is traditionally taken as an energy gel. And there you have a Mexican hot chocolate. It's spicy, it's sweet, it is delicious, and it's hot courtesy of the thermal bottle. Awesome when you're deep into a freezing cold ride. Next up, let's talk nutrition. You're packing up as you're about to go out the door. What I love about maple syrup is that it does not freeze when it gets super cold. So UnTapped is based entirely on maple syrup and its nutritional and dietary goodness. There's something about the salted cocoa that just reminds me of a hot cocoa. So I take that during the super cold days. Maple syrup, delicious, easy to ingest, digest. Similar story on the coffee waffle. It just tastes gosh darn good. Piping hot beverage. Let's talk tools. I don't want to be unprepared, but I definitely have the basics. When I go fat biking, I'm not too far from home. So I bring a larger than average 20 gram CO2. I bring Dyna plugs because plugs are super handy, and a multi-tool. An important thing to remember is that sealant is not all created equally. So in the winter, you might need to use a sub-zero sealant that's gonna coagulate and seal up your tires if it is colder than your traditional temperatures. That is definitely something we need to consider here in New England. Behold! There's your skis for later adventuring. But yo, check it. There is the Bar Mitts Winter Bot. This thing is a thermal water bottle cover, which will keep your beverages nice and toasty. Highly recommended. I end up not riding with a saddlebag because in lieu of that, I use the stem bar bag. I find it stays out of the mud and slop and road grime quite a bit better than a traditional saddlebag. That's just me. I'm not gonna be worried about it now, but often you need a headlight this time of year because the sun sets at like 2 p.m. Tire pressure is important. Pay attention to what works for you. Different conditions on different days, everything will dictate everything. Here's a pro tip. Don't eat yellow snow. There you go. Refill your local snack box. All right, check it out. Tip, you've already chucked your hand warmer in there when it's super cold. Now think about it. Your brake levers are metal, your shifter is probably metal. So if you just leave your fingers dangling on the levers and shifter, your fingers are gonna get super cold. So chuck the hand warmer in there, it becomes a little furnace, but then also you can hold on to the hand warmer with your hand on the handlebar. It's emanating heat and it's putting it straight into your fingers, which is a huge, huge help. Tiny tip, big help, do it. All right, check it out. You just finished your ride. You got a slightly filthy bike. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna clean it off. But the trick is you wanna be finishing this up as quickly as possible because presumably it's still cold, you're cold. Now that you're standing around outside, you're gonna be getting super cold really quick. You're probably hungry and thirsty as well. So this is what you're gonna do. Have yourself a nice pair of gloves. Have yourself this really cool, let's call it a sponge that you can stick your hand inside. Your chain cleaner and some sort of soap item. This was my Christmas present. This is a battery powered pressure washer with 720 PSI. And that hose is gonna dip into here. I've just filled that up with hot water and that will spray my bike and I will have a happy, clean bike. it's as simple as that, my friends. You clean up, you go inside, you take a hot shower, you have a recovery drink tip. Hot milk and maple syrup in it. It's a hot maple milk. It's delicious. That's all I got. Stay warm. Enjoy the winter. See you out there. Bye-bye. Make sure that you don't put too much clothes on too far before you go outside, because you're gonna get super warm and hot and sweaty, and then by the time you go outside, you're gonna be in trouble. So, time getting kitted up right. I'm gonna go outside in about 2 seconds. Here's another handy trick for you. Pay attention to when you're gonna get kitted up.
Hold it. Hold it.
There you go. Hope that was helpful. Hope you have a wonderful winter no matter where you are. Come to Vermont. We'll go for a bike ride. It'll be sweet. It'll be cool.